Video solution to the sample paper given by the CBSE Board for Class 10 Math Academic Year 21-22. We are looking at Term 1 Standard Paper Section C, which is essentially the case study based questions. The second case study, coordinate geometry, is the chapter from which we have this. 5 questions in it, all of them are multiple choice questions. We need to answer 4 out of these 5. Easy questions, but little time consuming, and you need to be very careful about picking the coordinates of the point, right? That's the most important thing. A lot of story here. I'll leave you to read the story. This is not of much consequence at all to solve this. This tells us how a hockey ground is going to be, right? What a hockey field is going to be. Just you can read it for trivia's sake. Move on from there. This is what is important. They're saying that there are 4 players who are forwards. We'll look at it in the next one. Again, all that we are interested in is actually what is point A, point B, point C, point D in that XY plane. They're saying midfielders are EFG, fullbacks are HIG, and the goalie is K. So, this is what they have said. We will look at that here, right. So, this is important. A, B, C, D. Are they hockey players? Yes. It could have just been points too. That is the crux of solving this question finally for us, right. So, A, B, C, D, right. We have these as basically they are the forwards, and then we have the midfielders who are essentially E, F, G, fullbacks are HIJ, K is the goalie. For example, the coordinates of point A, this is x axis, this line is x axis, this line is y axis, this is the origin. So, coordinates of point A will be x is 3 and y is 6. So, 3 comma 6 will be the coordinates of point A. I am not going to write down the coordinates right now for all of this. This is just to say what we are looking at. We will start with question number 1. There are 5 questions to solve. In each of these questions, I am going to carry this graph so that we know we can pick the coordinates of the point that they are asking us to pick. And we will apply whichever formula we need to apply, or all theorems that we have learnt, all properties that are learnt in coordinate geometry, we will put them to use here. First of the questions, the coordinates of the centroid of this triangle EHJ, okay. We will pick coordinates of E, this is E, 2 comma 1, right, coordinates of E are 2 comma 1. Let us pick the coordinates first. H is the second, coordinates of the second vertex, which is minus 2 comma 4, H is minus 2 comma 4, and then we have J, which is minus 2 comma minus 2, J is equal to minus 2 comma minus 2. These are essentially, right, E, H, J form a triangle. We need to find out the coordinates of the centroid of this triangle. If the coordinates of the vertices of a triangle are x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, then the coordinates of the centroid is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Add all the x coordinates. 2 minus 2 will cancel out, minus 2. So, we will write all of that, 2 minus 2 divided by 3, comma y1, y2, y3 is basically 1 plus 4 minus 2 divided by 3, 1 plus 4 minus 2. These two get cancelled. So, we are left with the minus 2 by 3 as the x coordinate, minus 2 by 3. Let us check out what the y coordinate is. 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 by 3 is equal to 1. So, minus 2 by 3 comma 1 are the coordinates of the centroid of this triangle EHJ. Look at answer option minus 2 by 3 comma 1, choice A is the correct answer to this question, right. So, you need to pick the coordinates, right, apply the corresponding formula, correct formula, and then get to the answer, right. If a player P needs to be at equal distance from A and G, okay, this is A, coordinates we know are 3 comma 6, we discussed this quite a while ago. Coordinates of point G, right, point G is here, which is 1 comma minus 3, 1 comma minus 3, x is 1, y is equal to minus 3. I will write it here itself. A coordinates are 3 comma 6, G coordinates are 1 comma minus 3, such that APG are on a straight line. Essentially, you are joining these two by a straight line, and P is a point on this line. Then the position of P will be what? What is said about P? P needs to be equidistant from both these points. So, P is the midpoint of A and G on this line segment AG. So, what will be the coordinates of P? If the coordinates of A are x1, y1 and G are x2, y2, coordinates of P will be using midpoint formula x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. x1 plus x2 by 2 is essentially 3 plus 1 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 by 2 is equal to 6 minus 3 divided by 2. So, coordinates of point P are 3 plus 1, 4 by 2 is a 2, 6 minus 3 is 3, 3 divided by 2. 2 comma 3 by 2 are the coordinates of point P. Look at the answer options 2 comma 3 by 2. Choice C is the correct answer to this question. So first and second both are relatively easy. What is the third one? Let's see what does it say. The point on the x-axis that's equidistant from I and D. I am going to solve it two ways. One is a textbook approach, we will do it, and second I will quickly walk you through how else we could have done it given some things about points I and D, right. Where is I? I is here, right, this is I. Coordinates of I are basically minus 1 comma 1, minus 1 comma 1. Coordinates of E are basically 2 comma 1. We need to pick a point x, the point on the x-axis. So, it is a point on the x-axis, I do not know where it is, it is between these two, let us say it is somewhere here, it should be equidistant from both I and E is what they are saying. Any point on the x-axis, the y coordinate is going to be equal to 0. So, the y coordinate of point is going to be equal to 0, let us say the x coordinate is an x. Textbook approach would essentially be this way. I will also walk you through, because it is a multiple choice question, you do not need to necessarily do what we are doing, we will do a slightly different one subsequently. Now, Ix distance is equal to Xe is what they are saying. Find out Ix using the formula. Ix is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, which is x minus of minus 1, x plus 1 the whole square, plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is 0 minus 1 the whole square. Ex is equal to, if Ix is equal to Ex, then Ix square will be equal to Ex square, we will do it subsequently. Ex is equal to x2 minus x1 square root of x2 minus x1, x minus 2 the whole square, plus y1 minus y2 is 0 minus 1 the whole square. Square Ix, Ex and equated, so essentially you will get x plus 1 the whole square, x plus 1 the whole square, minus 1 square will leave us with a 1, this is Ix square. Ex square is squaring this, the square root goes off, so x minus 2 the whole square, and then we have 0 minus 1, which is essentially going to make it as plus 1. 1 gets cancelled on both sides, expand and equate it to see what we have. X square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to x square minus 4x plus 4. Take x square to one side, either left or right, x square and x square gets cancelled. Take the minus 4x to left hand side, we will get 6x, and 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, or x is equal to 3 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 2. So, coordinates at this point are essentially 1 by 2 comma 0. This is a textbook approach. Let us go back and see. Because the y coordinate of I and D are basically the same one, they are on a line which is parallel to the x axis. We want to pick this point x on the x axis, which means its y coordinate is going to be equal to 0. And it is going to be spaced equally between I and D, because both of these points are having the same y coordinate. So, essentially pick the midpoint on this line and then drop it down to 0. We have a minus 1 and 2. So, 1 minus 1 and 2, sorry, minus 1 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to half, is what becomes a mid value between minus 1 and 2. So, half comma 1 would have been, had it been on the straight line IE, it is on the x axis, therefore, it is essentially half comma 0. We could have got to this answer without actually writing this distance formula. But if it is a question which is other than a multiple choice question, if it had been a 2 mark or a 3 mark question, then this is the process that you need to follow to get to this answer. Half comma 0, answer option A is the correct answer to this question, right. Moving on to the fourth of the 5 questions. What are the coordinates of the position of a player Q such that his distance from K is twice his distance from E? Distance from K, okay, where is K? This is the goalie. K, the coordinates are basically minus 4 comma 1, right, we got the coordinates of K, and E, the coordinates are basically 2 comma 1, right. Again, this is a very, we will do it normally and then we will do the textbook approach. We want to get to the answer as quickly as possible, right. Look at it, what are the coordinates of the position of a player Q such that his distance from K is twice the distance from E. Distance from K to this player Q should be, let us say 2x, then from Q to E should be equal to x, that is what they are saying. So, this point Q should be such a way that it divides this line segment KE in the ratio of 2:1, that is what we are trying to find out, right. Now, KQE are collinear, KQE are collinear. We realize all of these points are on a line which is parallel to x axis, because the y coordinate of both K and E are 1, which means the y coordinate of Q is also going to be equal to 1. So, we do not even have to find out the y coordinate of Q. So I can start by writing, hey, this is going to be some x comma 1 is what it is. We are trying to solve a multiple choice question. I'll do it this way. Subsequently, I'll apply the section formula and do it. Had it been a 2 or 3 mark question, how you should solve is what we'll do subsequently. Now, finishing of this question, right? So essentially, we want this such way that we are just going to look at it, that it is going to divide it in the ratio of 2:1. Q is going to divide KE in the ratio of 2:1. Look at it only for the x coordinate, 2 into 2 plus 1 into minus 4 divided by 2 plus 1 is going to be the x coordinate of this point, which is 4 minus 4 divided by 3. 4 minus 4 divided by 3, which is equal to 0. So, coordinates of point Q are 0, comma 1. Done. We have done and dusted. This is all the time it should take to solve this question. If we are going to be doing it normally, we will say that, hey, we are going to apply the section formula. We know the coordinates of point K is equal to minus 4, comma 1. Coordinates of point 2, E are essentially, what do we have here? 2, comma 1. And Q has coordinates x, comma y. Q divides it in the ratio of 2:1. So, the x coordinate of point Q is equal to, divides it in the ratio 2:1. So, it is going to be 2 into 2 plus 1 into minus 4 divided by 2 plus 1, comma the y coordinate Qy is going to be equal to, we are going to do the same thing here, 2 into 1 plus 1 into 1 divided by 1 plus 2. So, this will translate to 4 minus 4, 0 by 3, which is 0, and this is 2 plus 1, 3, 3 by 3, which is equal to 1. So, I applied the section formula to arrive at the answer for the y coordinate also. You do not need to do all of that, you basically say, hey, this is what it is. In fact, I will go one step further. Look at this distance, 4 to 0 is 4 units, and then you have 2 units. So, entire length of this line is going to be 6 units. You are dividing it into 3 parts, which means that each part is going to be 2. So, 2 parts, this is twice. So, this is going to be 4 units and this is going to be 2 units. 4 units travel from minus 4 will make it as 0. So, 0, comma 1 is an answer that you will come up with directly without even doing what we did in the first instance. Definitely do not do this if it is a multiple choice question. Do it only if it is a 2 or 3 mark question. Last of the questions in this case study, the point on y axis equidistant from B and C. Okay, we will again look at it. Where is B? B is here, and where is C? Look at this. This line is obviously going to be a line which is parallel to y axis. We will do quickly what we can do, and then we will also subsequently use the textbook approach. If it is a 2 or 3 mark question, what should we do? We will do it later on, right? So, we are trying to find out a point on the y axis that is equidistant from B and C. Coordinates of B, let us pick it up. This is essentially a 4, comma 3. Coordinates of C are the same 4, comma minus 1. Okay. So, B is 4, comma 3, C is equal to 4, comma minus 1. Line is this, BC is a line which is parallel to y axis. What is going to be the midpoint of this? Midpoint of this is basically, because the x coordinate is going to remain unchanged, we are going to do 3 minus 1 y1 plus y2 by 2, which is 3 minus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to a 1. So, it is going to be essentially 4, comma 1 will be the coordinates of the midpoint, the point which is equidistant on this line BC. But we want this to be on the y axis, which means that project it here and check out what it is going to be. Essentially, the y coordinate is going to be a 1, x coordinate is going to be a 0, because it is a point on the y axis. So, essentially the coordinates of point which is equidistant from B and C on the y axis will have the x coordinate to be 0, that is going to be 0, y coordinate is going to be the midpoint value of this vertical line, which is a 1. 0, comma 1 is the answer to this question, done and dusted. Now, we will apply how we are going to be solving it had it been in the examination. That point, let us say, is somewhere here, and the coordinates of this point is going to be 0, comma y, because it is a point on the y axis. Now, it is equidistant. So, what we are going to do is, we are going to say this point, let us say, is a y, by is equal to yc. So, by square will be equal to yc square. Apply the distance formula, b is equal to 4, comma 3, and this is a 0, comma y, c is equal to 4, comma minus 1, and this is a 0, comma y. So, we are going to apply the distance formula, equate it, and then find out the answer. So, this is x2 minus x1 the whole square, which is 4 minus 0 the whole square, plus 3 minus y the whole square, is equal to y2 minus y1, which is again a 4 minus 0 the whole square, plus minus 1 minus y the whole square. because you're squaring it y minus 1 or minus 1 minus y is absolutely fine. Right. This is a 4 square 16 plus expand this 9 minus 6y plus y square is equal to 16. This becomes 1 plus y, which is 1 plus 2y plus y square is what we have. 16 gets cancelled with 16 on both sides, y square gets cancelled with y square on both sides. Take this minus 6y to the right hand side, which is going to make it as 8y, 1 to the left hand side, which is going to make it as 8. Y is equal to 8 by 8, which is equal to 1. Coordinates of the pointer 0 comma y, which is 0 comma 1, which is what we got here without doing so much calculation. 0 comma 1, answer option D is the correct answer to this question. Before you leave, I want you to do two things. One, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.